Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are continuing our Deutsche Einheit and we are in the Odin. Now the Odin is the transition from the cruisers to the battleships. It's kind of like the perfect middle ground. So I chose the Odin to bring us in. And we will end the week with the battleships. Hopefully you guys are ready. We're going to have a fun match. Now, we just happen to be on my favorite map, Estuary. I love this map. No matter which side you spawn on, you can have a lot of fun. And it's pretty balanced on either side. It's one of the few maps in the game that I'm really, I do enjoy this map. No matter what ship I'm in, no matter what class I'm in. This is just a good map. Wish we had more maps that were good like this. Some of them are just so heavily one-sided as far as spawns go that it gets a little ridiculous. But we're going to get detected right off the bat, which means there is a destroyer closing in on us. And Massachusetts is going to get a nice shot at us. We're going to turn in, try to negate as much of the damage as possible. We get a good shot against him, and he does minimal damage to us while we get about 6,200 off of him. We did about twice the damage that he did to us. So I'll take that trade. Now, the Odin, surprisingly, I really enjoy the Odin. I really do. It's very, very good. It's tanky, it's got good guns, it's accurate, it's got torpedoes and sonar. It's got a little bit of everything. This thing is fantastic. So, we're going to try to do our best in this to showcase the ship and just how good it can be, especially in these tight spaces of estuary. Now, right off the bat, we've got a Massachusetts out here. We're going to try to shoot him while he's bow tanking. We used AP initially, but then we're going to switch over to HE. Now, much like the cruisers, you definitely want to be swapping your ammo types depending on what you're up against in the Odin. Odin is very, very good, but you definitely need to be knowing which ammo type to fire. And you can see I'm still spotted. It could be either, but I'm waiting because it was contested. I was waiting for this destroyer to get detected, and it just never actually materializes. Luckily, we also had our sonar running because we were anticipating torpedoes, and look at the maneuverability of this battleship. Not a problem. Being able to dodge those torpedoes. Now, obviously this Massachusetts in the back appears to not be playing at the moment, but we're not going to give him a chance to survive long enough to come back into the game. Or at least, I don't know what he's doing, but I'm assuming he's AFK, because he hasn't fired at us up to this point. And we've been spotted, that's for sure. But we're going to try to set him on fire multiple times here, try to burn him down as quickly as possible, get him off the board as quickly as we can. And we're also in the base, so we're going to be capturing this base. We assist in the capture of the base, and we're going to be heading back across the center of the map. Now, one thing that I will say about this is that you don't want to put yourself in a position to be the sole thing everybody is shooting at. The enemy battleship that went around the backside of the island over there is in a good position, but not to affect me or the cruiser. He can only shoot it to one battleship in the back. Which is allowing me, the cruiser, and the battleship to all focus down this Massachusetts. And regardless of his thought process, whether he was waiting or not waiting or whatever the fact, he was AFK or not AFK, I don't know what his deal was, but he's not going to get a chance. His guns have moved to looking to his teammates, most likely at our teammate coming into B over there. But again, he's just not going to get the chance to live long enough to deal with it. So, fortunate for us, but unfortunately, this time we were not expecting the torpedoes to come from that angle, and he's going to catch us with at least one. We take, I believe, 2 torpedoes actually, and that was nasty. So we had to stop the flooding immediately, start recovering some of that health, and of course Odin's pretty decent at that, plus we have 5 heals because of our hide build. So getting that extra heal definitely coming in handy here. And so we can afford to make a mistake once or twice during the battle. It's not going to be the absolute worst. Now we get another good hit on the Massachusetts. He's going to burn to death, so we go ahead and start thinking about elsewhere. Now you see I'm checking with my torpedoes which direction the Scharnhorst is actually going. I was expecting him to just kind of YOLO around the corner, but he doesn't actually YOLO. He just kind of sits there. So that's perfectly fine for me. I'm going to come over here and try to help my team by knocking out this Gneiseno. Gneiseno just got into a fight with our battleship and won, so he's low health, and I'm going to be able to start punching him. Now, we get a fire immediately with our secondaries. I think it was the secondaries. Or maybe I was firing HE. I can't remember. But we do switch over to the AP for the next salvo. He hits us with the HE. Doesn't do a whole lot of anything. And we're going to be able to punch him in the mouth. Now, notice we just got shot in the back. And that was a beautiful salvo from this thing. Fantastic. We haven't even used the spotter plane. Like, we have the spotter plane, and I just haven't used it. Most of my shots have been low range, so haven't had to worry about it. But that battleship that's still alive back here on the back of the island now has shots at us over the top of the island, which is not what you would call preferable. So we're going to try to get rid of that. We're also going to use our torpedoes and try to get rid of this Scharnhorst on his way in. We drop torpedoes off of the far side, and then we're going to turn back and see if we can't torp from the other side as well. Get 2 sets of torpedoes heading in his direction. He doesn't get sonar, and it should allow us to catch him off guard, hopefully. Unfortunately, he was ready for it. He slowed down. We're going to launch these torpedoes as well, even though we know he's outside of range, but I'm assuming he's going to wrap around and come into us. And so we've got to be careful there. I see the Kutuzov out there. Can't take and pass up an opportunity to shoot at a light cruiser like this. These sorts of ranges, like, I know I'm probably going to be overpinning, but you never know when you're going to catch those Citadel penetrations as he's sailing away. Now, we're using the island kind of to shield us a little bit, but as you can see, Kutuzov and Scharnhorst both dropping their torpedoes on us, and we're just getting away from that. We don't need anything to do with that. Now, they knock out our torpedoes temporarily. We're not going to worry about fixing them because I'm assuming that we're going to be on fire again shortly. And my goal is to regroup with the team. I don't want to be here solely fighting everybody on the enemy team. Again, Estuary is all about limiting who can shoot you and when. And right now, everybody on the enemy team is capable of shooting me. We have torpedoes from the torp boat. We have the battleship shooting at us. We had the Massachusetts over there shooting at us. We have the Kutuzov shooting at us. Like, everybody is capable of shooting us. So we are going to just sail away, keep ourselves as angled as we can to mitigate as much damage as possible, and then after taking a hit from the Scharnhorst, we're going to showcase that we have bigger guns and we are firing AG, which is going to allow us to get fires, temporarily knock out his torpedoes. He's going to damage con that, and we unfortunately are going to lose detection on him because we were the ones spotting him. And so our spotter plane goes down as well. We finally used one, so we're not able to detect him. And so we still have 1 sonar remaining, which is going to come in handy. But we have to get into a position to help our team take out this guy. And now that we have fallen back, we have regrouped with our team, we've got a battleship out front. It is a Synop, and we are going to help him by pushing with him back into the Scharnhorst and the rest of his team. It's just one of those ideas that you just don't want to be the only thing everybody focuses on. I get focused more than anybody normally. Just due to the fact that I am me. You know, everybody knows me at this point in World of Warships Legends. So I get focused normally, and I'm pretty used to it at this point. It does get annoying, but I'm used to it. But you got to learn to mitigate who can shoot you and when. And you can see getting some nice shots blindly over the top of this island. I don't have to be detected. I can shoot these guys. They can't see me. That is what you call preferable. Now, Kutuzov slows down. He takes a pretty nasty hit from the Synop. We're going to see if we can't punch him. Come on, baby! Pah! There we finally get the Citadel, and we get about 14,000 damage off him. So that's going to make him withdraw. He's going to back up, keep himself safe from us. That's going to make it just the Scharnhorst and the Massachusetts. Now, I'm going to try to get the Massachusetts attention here. He's going broadside. Scharnhorst is still there. Synop is kind of giving way too much broadside to that Scharnhorst. You do not want to be giving broadside to anybody in a Synop, let alone a battleship. Yeah, the battleship only has 283 millimeter guns, but still, there's plenty enough to Citadel the snot out of you, and they reload relatively quickly. Now, we're getting some very, very nasty hits on the Massachusetts out there, and you can see I start to look up to try to help this Synop out, and that's when he finishes off the Scharnhorst, which is good. Massachusetts still out there giving way too much broadside. We're going to make him pay, punching him right in the mouth again for another, like, 9,000 damage. Like, we're just stacking the damage on this man. Now, luckily for us, Iowa comes over. He's going to lead the charge, and that's fine with me. If he wants to go into the... there's clearly a destroyer in our base right now. But if he wants to go into that gap with a 900-foot-long ship and test the waters, you know, far be it for me to say anything. Now, you can see I am running my sonar right now. I am 100% concerned about the fact that there's a destroyer about to launch torpedoes on our Iowa and myself. So you can see that's my goal here. Iowa's not going to have any trouble dispatching that Kutuzov at all. He's definitely going to be able to finish him off. So we're going to go over here and see if we can't influence this, I believe it's Udachi. And, you know, lo and behold, you know, I may be dumb sometimes. But there's every once in a while where I come up with a good plan. And sure enough, HE is loaded. And look who gets spotted. How you doing, Udachi? Hold these. He's lucky to not be just outright deleted right there. And our secondaries are opening on him. We're turning over to get our our last gun involved. We do take a torpedo, unfortunately, from the rear, from the Kutuzov. But our secondaries, are they going to finish him, or are we going to be able to get him here? Come on! Secondaries finish him off, and he totally flubs the torpedoes on us. I don't think he was ready for this fight. Now, we got to remember, our torpedo tube on the far right has been knocked out. It's gone. We can't use it anymore. It's completely destroyed. So we've got to turn the ship all the way back the other direction to try to use the torpedoes from the left side. And so it's going to take us a little bit of time. We're utilizing the bounce off that we get with the island to try to get our ship moving much quicker so that we can change directions and get a shot onto this Massachusetts, sorry, and potentially get turned around to where we can torp him if we need to. Torps are coming from our destroyer that's right next to me. And as we wait for him to come around the corner, we're going to try to punch him in the mouth, and we get a nice shot, but it just did not have the accuracy. Now, luckily for us, the torpedoes from the Z-23 knock him out, and we were okay there. But I think we had a pretty solid game for the Odin, man, showcasing that how tanky and how good the ship can be, man, on any small map especially. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. As you can see, we 134,000 damage, close quarters expert, high caliber, top of the leaderboard, 2,324 base XP. So if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.